I don't really care much about the whole racist podcaster and his story. This is what I know. 41,000 people died from gun violence. And neither Erica Kirk or her husband said a goddamn thing about it. He didn't use his platform to push any legislation for gun reform, background checks, waiting periods, safe gun storage, banning ghost guns. Not a damn thing. But he had no problem talking about transgenders. Had no problem talking about tampons in boys' bathrooms. Tell me what's a man and what's a woman. Ooh, CRT, DEI. He had no problem asking for the execution of Joe Biden, or joking about gay people thrown out of buildings, or saying that dead Americans is worth the cost of a Second Amendment. But praise Jesus, right? Right, Erica? Praise Jesus. It's a show. Go watch her videos. Look at her face. It's empty. You see the tears, and then she pauses. Why? Go watch her videos. And she'll stare up like she's looking at Jesus, like he's looking down at her. 5.318 seconds. And then she'll answer the question in a monotone, even keel voice. Well, E. Jean Carroll, yes, I voted for Donald Trump, and I know that he sexually assaulted you. But can we just agree that the number one the reason we're here is because we just put our children on iPads while I'm in Pilates class? Wouldn't you agree that that's the reason we're here? This is who she is. This is what this whole right-wing echo chamber is. It's victim blaming. It's manipulation. It's emotional control. It's white supremacy. It's misogyny. It's the whole thing. It's like a buffet at Bob's Big Boy. And every single one of these racist MAGA wants something different from the buffet. And they all have such a wide range of racism and misogyny and white supremacy that it caters to every single person that comes to the buffet. And that's what she's doing. She's grifting. Yesterday, a guy asked her, hey, I think it's great that you're asking for people to come together. Will you condemn Donald Trump for the way that he's talking about people and asking for the execution of senators? And my response is exactly what she said. Well, hold on. Let me pause for 5.31 seconds. Let me talk monotone. Is my decibels okay? Okay, my decibel level's okay. Decibel level. Well, what I really think it is, I'm going to completely avoid your question. And I'm going to talk about Pilates. Because my children, I don't just put them on iPads. I think we have to do a better job parenting. Like, what the hell are you talking about, lady? What are you talking about? I'm sorry that your husband's gone. But you know what? You voted for a president who was an adjudicated rapist. Why don't you go talk to E.G. Carroll with that bullshit? 5 officers died after January 6th. You didn't give a shit about their lives, did you? No. Why don't you go talk to their families with your monotone white Christianity? Why don't you go talk to the children at the Catholic Church a couple weeks before in your monotone voice? I'm really sorry that you lost your daughter. But if your kids would have not been on iPads while I was at Pilates, maybe this wouldn't have happened. You don't care about anybody but yourself. You run around with your gold cross, love thy neighbor, love thy neighbor, love thy neighbor as thyself. But the only person that you care about is yourself. You didn't care about gun violence or your neighbors, my neighbors, fellow Americans that are dead from gun violence until it came to your front door. You only loved thyself. That's what's wrong with the church. You're the reason people leave church. They don't leave God. They leave white Christian nationalism, which isn't Christianity, and it is not faith, and it sure as hell ain't about Jesus. It's cosplay Christianity. That's all it is. And no, you don't have to have empathy, and nobody should be celebrating what happened to him. I sure don't. But maybe, if he would have fought for gun reform, maybe the person that did that wouldn't have had one if he would have done a more extensive background check. Maybe if he was diagnosed with mental health issues, maybe he shouldn't have had a gun to begin with. Maybe. There's a possibility that if he would have done that, he would have stopped this from happening. I don't know, but it could have. But he didn't care about that because he was more concerned about this, just like you are. So spare me your tears and your, oh, Jesus God, Jesus God, Jesus God, Jesus God. Pilates, iPads with my kids. The reason we're here is because you buy into the white male patriarchy. And part of this country would rather suffer under an adjudicated rapist, convicted felon, white man who cheats on his wife with a porn star over the most qualified black woman. That's why we're here, Erica. Why don't you start talking about that instead of this bullshit monotone voice? Have a white day.